that gives us state guidelines regarding data centers in Georgia.
There was, I was trying to find those two bills. There were 3 bills that were introduced last year. I think it was 2 Senate bills and 1 House bill that would address the location and operations. And I think only 1 got passed, and it was the study committee. So, but now remember, bills that were passed, that were dropped in 2025 this year are automatically still open and alive through 2026. So those bills are not dead. They can be amended, or they can come back as they are now. They're currently presented. So we have to watch for that. And that's where you all need to get involved. Because when those bills are assigned to committees, we have committee hearings. And you have a right as a citizen to come and testify and share your opinion. And that's what we do not have. And y'all hear me say this all the time. Every group in the state of Georgia, every organization in the state of Georgia has a day at the Capitol. Every fraternity, every sorority, every YMCA, Conyers libraries, that has a day. And they come thick in hundreds. But when it's time for us to do the work, they're not there. When we're debating in those chambers, we hear each other every day, all day. It's tuned out. But when they see you, that impact is definite, it's different. So again, and y'all hear me say this all the time in Rockdale, you gotta organize. Everybody can't do everything, so one group handle this, one group go over this, one group do the research, and show up, because we don't know. That was not a bill that the minority party dropped, that was for the majority party, and so we have to just, go back in there, make sure the bill, they're gonna work on the bill, or even at least try to push it on through. I know 2 of the bills got committee hearings, because we did a town hall on this, and I can't remember all of it. 2 of the bills did get a committee hearing, but I don't think they passed out of committee.
So there's 3 things I would suggest. One is some of the suggestions that were made here. There needs to be a clear amendment to any bills related to data centers, so there's a clear distance that they are from residential areas. Number 2, any data centers that are developed.
Wait. The first one was to.
There's a clear distance from where data centers are built. So there are certain distance from residential areas.
Gotcha.
Number 2, there needs to be a clear framework that when a data center is put up, that they are evaluated on a year-to-year basis, so that the amount of electricity and water that they are using are evaluated, and the cost of that is put on the data center, not the citizens.
Gotcha.
That's number 2. Number 3 is basically in terms of evaluating, I guess, the reputable nature of whoever is putting up data centers, because that's a key word right now. And I think it's just important that we have state guidelines that anybody who is, asking to put up a data center is a reputable builder or whatever.
They should monitor the pollution too.
Yeah, the pollution, that kind of goes to me with the monitoring. The water, the amount of pollution, the amount of electricity. Now, the thing that I think—
You said, what was the third?
State guidelines around data center builders.
Right. Okay. The thing that would help us, I think, as citizens, to be more supportive to you as state legislators is this wonderful email. I appreciate it so much. And I appreciate Zoom meetings. But if you would let us know whatever legislation you're putting forward, particularly since you're in the minority party right now, we have to kind of support you in letting people know this is being recommended, because a lot of people don't see the value of voting in the state legislature. They don't even know, and I don't mean this as a put down, but a lot of people who are working, trying to raise their kids, trying to do all sorts of things. So you have to kind of be reminded, we are in the minority. We don't have enough people down there who are fighting for you. When we make suggestions, the ruling party, the majority, can choose not to listen to our suggestions, not to bring them through committee, so all great ideas are not heard. So I think it's really important, anything you put on an amendment, anything you put on a legislation, we need to know as citizens so we can call. I was reading a research with some of the people that put together the indivisible movements. If a legislator gets 5 calls, 10 calls, a letter, they're gonna feel the pressure. And we don't need to call, I don't mean this as a negative perspective, these people may be on our side. We need to call everybody else.
Yeah.
We need to call all those other legislators and say, when they say, well, do you live in my district? I live in Georgia. And you need to be helping me. And that's a message that we have got to put forward. It is very, very helpful if we have the telephone numbers and that. You can find that on the computer. But anything that you all could do to help us to say, you know, we are fighting for this, call these people or whatever, that would be very, very helpful for us to put pressure. Because everybody can't come down to the Capitol. Some of us can who are retired and have a little bit more time. But everybody can make a phone call. Everybody can put an email. And I think you as legislators, there's some things that we've been talking about here that have to do with county management and code enforcement. You all are there trying to fight for legislation. So if you could please fight for data centers. One other point before I give this lady the microphone back. I know there was legislation that was recommended by the minority party to raise the minimum wage. We need to fight for that more. The minimum wage in Georgia is $7 only because of the federal guidelines. It's actually $5 and something. I don't know anybody that can work one job and live off of $5 or whatever. Even if we raised it to 15, you need 2 people to afford an apartment and pay for food. So we need to be pushing that. And we need to be supporting that as citizens. Same thing with expanding Medicaid. It is ridiculous that Kemp has allowed Medicaid not to be in this state. And we got hospitals closing, people dying, doctors refusing to come because nobody is pushing that. We got kids being killed every day because we don't pass safe storage. So those are 3 things that I think we need to fight for, and we need to put pressure. People are down the state work for us. They don't work for themselves. They're supposed to be down there helping us. And right now, Georgia is good for business. It's not good for us.
And thank you, Karen. I love this multi-county. Karen is out of DeKalb, and she's been an enormous activist. And I love that we're sharing, because we do share commonalities in the same issues. We talked about 2 already that each one of us here are subject to on our own counties. And I take note. Now, I'm gonna have to just brag a little bit. My folks down here, they know what's going on, because they get my newsletters and I be fussing all the time. but you can also, and let me say this, our chamber meetings are public. You can go to the Georgia General Assembly's website and watch either chamber live as it's happening. You can also go to the Georgia General Assembly's website and go up under either House or Senate, and then it'll give you can click on representatives, all representatives or all senators, and it will give you the list of all of us, our name, bio, committees, which is important. Very, very important that you know the committees that everybody's serving on, so that you'll know how to direct your communication. And then it also gives you our admins in our offices down there. So you gotta utilize your skills, I keep saying it, you gotta organize. That's sometimes I feel like I'm not in the right position. I need to be with you guys so I can get y'all on the yellow line in the middle of the road and let's get this thing going. But I can't, and because I'm in that position, I can't spearhead that for you. That has to be something that you all have to do. And I say it every single meeting. Organize. You have the power. And so Karen, thank you for that, because that was so motivational. And I hope you guys got that and will pull on it and hold on to it, because it's essential. It is essential.
I agree.
And you may not know this, but the reason that there was a halt put on a lot of the legislation dealing with the data centers is that the people out of Newnan, I believe it was Kyrie, Newnan County, they were not playing.
It was Coweta.
Was it Kyrie?
Sorry to interrupt, but it was Coweta.
And they were not playing. They made it clear to their elected officials, no, you will not do this, you're gonna do A, B, and C, and had their full attention. I mean, once people, they were in the majority party. The majority party was put on notice by the people. So a lot of times I ask right now, who in this room has millions in property and thousands of employees? Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
I'm working on it.
Okay, then let me ask that question again. Who in here pay taxes and vote? Raise your hand. Now, when I ask that first question, everybody in here should have raised their hand, because it is your vote that hire and fire us elected officials. It is your tax money that pay us. So in this nonprofit public business called government, you are the employer.
That's right.
And the day, the minute, the hour, everybody gets that here, and they get that here. That truly will be the revolution. Remember that and never, ever forget it.
I'm Rochelle Wright, and I just wanted to make a very, very quick comment to the young lady here. I understand you completely about the mom and pop gas stations and whatever, and I'm just gonna tell you, the reason I'm a proponent for Buc-ee's is I want to see something in Rockdale where people are passing through and spending their money here too. That helps us tax-wise. And the other thing is, I truly love going to Buc-ee's. I love and they keep their properties, the ones that I've been to, and I've been to probably 4 or 5 in my travels. They keep their properties nice. The restrooms are clean. That's the reason I stopped. And I do understand you, because I'm all for small business and them making it. But we need something in here to help us with the tax. We need some help here. We've got people suffering and they're losing homes.
That's my point. That's my point. And I'm here for the group of people that can't make it here because they're old or they're this and they're that. Like I said, I'm working with a 77-year-old woman.
And I understand that too. But you know, the other thing I see too, you mentioned something about 7 gas stations or something right there. If Buc-ee's does not come and take up that land there are probably gonna be 10 other little gas stations.
I think we can think of something better. I promise you.
I know we can, but it has not been done yet.
And they
We
keep
need a
promising that they're
big
gonna lower property taxes every time they build something. Has that ever happened either?
Well, we need a shot in the arm, and it just seems like Buc-ee's is an opportunity right now, to me. I'm just one person though, but I do understand you. I don't want anything to suffer, not small
Buc-ee's
business
will be
or
a
anything.
monopoly. It will be a monopoly, and it's devastating.
Well, if they don't come to Rockdale, they just very well may be in Newton, or it may be, and you
And
know
then you
what,
guys
we're
can
gonna
go
be
there.
running there. We are, I'm telling you
People
now,
are
I'm
doing it already.
spending my money eating in other places.
I know.
Because
They need
I
to
don't
bring better
have
stuff
the
here.
quality restaurants
I
that I
know.
can get other places.
Bring it here then. Bring that here then.
Well, tell me, why hasn't it come?
We gotta tell these people that's what we want instead of another
Okay.
gas
We
station.
have been.
Oh, our legislators, would you
I
like
get
to
what you're
address
saying.
this?
Yes, I do, because, and one good thing that I wanna share with you, I got a call from a constituent who knows that I have started back hand pouring my candles. And so she said, Rep, you gotta get your candles in Buc-ee's. They like to bring in local wares in there. You gotta get on it now so you don't miss it. And I was like,